Boxing Source jumping in the scene here just to talk about the results of the main event that was over in Manchester Arena earlier today between Joseph Parker and Dereck Chisora. You had a split decision as it went through 12 rounds, and two scores went to the favor of Joseph Parker with a score of 116-111 and a score of 115-113. One judge scored it 115-113 on the side of Chisora. I guess, pretty much going off that early knockdown that happened within the first few seconds of the first round. Parker got caught with a right hand and then went down to one knee over in the corner. We pretty much had to get himself back into the fight from that particular point. But it looked like his, overall boxing ability was able to get him through this particular fight. There were times when, it was a good little slugfest on the inside between both of these fighters. But it was Joseph Parker that ended up having the upper hand there in the scorecards. And he gets a version of the WBO title in the heavyweight division. They got a few titles out there, global title, and you have Parker here with the WBO Intercontinental title. So that should, keep him up there in the rankings within the WBO. And it keeps him, there in contention for, a future world title shot, as he now has a record of 29 wins and 2 losses, while Dereck Chisora suffers the 11th loss of his professional career. That's something there. You go to 32 wins and 11 losses. Like I said, he's only been stopped 3 times in his professional career. So, that kind of, shows how long that he's, been around in the game. But with that being said, you have Joseph Parker, former WBO World Heavyweight Champion. So with this particular win, he does stay in contention within the heavyweight division. There, are some, that do say that, with Joseph Parker, he doesn't necessarily have everything to some people that think that he could become a world champion once again. Of course, he did defeat Andy Ruiz Jr. for the WBO title when it was vacant, but ended up losing it to Anthony Joshua, back in 2018. But he's tried to slowly get himself back in the game. He did have a loss to Dylan White, but afterwards he's won a few fights since, and he has his win over Dereck Chisora. So we got to see what is going to be next for Joseph Parker here. He did suggest that he was open to a rematch with Dereck Chisora, right afterwards, but I'm not sure with Dereck Chisora how he was feeling after the fight. He was just, said he was disappointed. Didn't say he was upset, but he was disappointed that he came out in the short end of the stick for, another decision. But I guess it just looked like he didn't put enough together in order to, get the upper hand in the majority of the judges' scorecards there. So, like I said, you got Joseph Parker able to get the win over Dereck Chisora by split decision there to stay in contention in the WBO rankings. And he's, had 2 decision victories this year already with his win over Junior Fall back in February of this year. So he's been, fairly busy in the heavyweight division here in 2021, but we'll have to see what is next for Joe Parker. And that is, what I got in reference to this particular fight. We will have a little bit more here later on down the line when it comes to, news and notes. So be sure to check that out here on the Boxing Source YouTube page. And with that, I'm out. Peace.